Some pain doesn't start in this lifetime, and some problems don't heal no matter how much work you do. This is the regression experience of a client who suffered from chronic digestive issues and hemorrhoids, even after multiple medical treatments, energy healings, and spiritual sessions. What healed him was forgiving himself. He had tried many modalities, healing, sessions, guidance, yet the hemorrhoids would not heal. So he asked me for an Akashic reading, not to predict the future, but to understand why this pain existed at all. When I entered the Akashic space, I was shown many large books, too many to read. So I asked the angels, please show me what is essential for the healing. What they showed me was very disturbing. I was shown a past life of him as an African slave brutally tortured for disobedience, chained, whipped, burned. In one specific act of torture, his rear end was burned using a candle. There were other brutal acts, too intense to describe here. But what mattered was his soul was crushed. The gut, the digestive system, and the mind are deeply connected. And this trauma did not stay in the past. It traveled energetically into this life. These hemorrhoids were the physical memory of an unresolved trauma. But angels were very clear. This is only one layer. There are many other layers, and the real healing has not yet begun. Few days later, he requested a past life regression. This is where the story took an unexpected turn. At the start of the regression, he encountered a being disguised as divine angel, but it was not a divine being. So we paused, we cleared the energies, raised his vibrations, and ensured only true divine guidance could enter. Only then did his real angel guides appear. We saw 3 angels. One he clearly identified as Archangel Michael. Instead of taking him into a past life, the angels took him elsewhere. He said, I'm in the clouds. Someone is handing me a book and it says Akashic book. They told him to keep it, and then they guided him towards a brilliant light. And when he asked who it was, the answer came, this is the supreme power. You must seek forgiveness. And at that moment I understood that this was not God punishing him. This was his fragmented self asking forgiveness from his higher self. With the permission of angels, I regressed him into one of his past lives, which hold root cause to this problem. He suddenly said, I don't like myself. I'm so ugly. Maybe I'm a devil. And this was pure self-hatred surfacing. With angelic support, we stabilized him and we moved deeper. The scene shifted and he said, I'm in a spaceship. This is not Earth. He described himself as non-human from a galaxy called Pseudo, and his name was ZD. He was the king. He said, my planet has no sun, only harsh yellow-orange light. No nature, no greenery. He felt resentful. He hated God. He said, I'm in my spaceship heading towards a planet in the Milky Way called Nano-Plutonian. I asked him, do you recognize the solar system? Does the solar system have planets like Earth, Mars, Venus, etc.? To which he immediately replied, no, this is not our solar system. This is some other solar system in the Milky Way, and it has Nano-Plutonian planet. My home planet in the Pseudo galaxy is very technically advanced. I'm the king of that planet, and now I'm qualified and talented to become the king of the universe. I will overpower God. I asked him, tell me more about the Nano-Plutonian planet where you are heading to. He said, those beings are spiritually advanced. They are not technologically evolved. He had his subordinates with him who warned him against it. They feared the divine consequences, but he ignored them. He believed his technological power made him superior to everyone. When he reached his target planet, he was captured, tortured. And then he saw 2 versions of himself. One suffering, other guiding him through the gut. That guiding version had always been there but was ignored. This guiding version told him the actual truth. This rage wasn't really about power or revenge. His species had a natural bodily outgrowth similar to hemorrhoids in humans. The only difference is hemorrhoids are considered an anomaly in humans, while it was a natural outgrowth in those creatures. But he hated it. He believed that the inhabitants of his target planet, that is the Nano-Plutonians, had herbs to remove it. And this was one of the reasons why he hated God. Also, he said that God has done injustice to him by making his planet ugly and the nanoplutonians so beautiful. His self hatred turned into conquest. As the nanoplutonians got to know the truth, they forgave him. But overwhelmed by pain and self hatred, he stabbed himself, damaging his intestines and rear end. And this sealed the karmic imprint. I helped him integrate with his fragmented self and guided him to learn to trust his gut feeling and his intuition. He sought forgiveness from the planet, from angels, God, the people, everyone, even his guiding version. They forgave him. The inhabitants gave him the herbs, but he still said, I hate this outgrowth. I want it to be gone. So I understood that the root wound is still remaining. It was time for him to understand that deepest karma is self-betrayal, and what he needs to learn is self-love, self-acceptance, and self-trust. After this realization, he said, my body has always supported. It was my ego. My ego ruined everything. I betrayed myself. How could I? He apologized to his body, to himself, to creation. And then he said few words which came truly from his heart. I love myself. I accept myself. The energy shifted. He started feeling so healed and so light instantly. And then I knew our work is done. He returned to the Akashic space. I guided him to ask the angels for any residual healing. The angels asked him to hug and kiss his Akashic book, symbolizing full acceptance and unconditional love. Cords were cut, healing was sealed. When I asked him, how do you feel? He said, my gut feels so light. I feel free. I feel so positive. And he started smiling and giggling mid-session. It was so beautiful to witness the energy shift. The most painful karma is what you do to yourself. When you reject your body, ignore your intuition, or deny your worth, the soul remembers. Your body is not your enemy. It is your oldest ally. It loves you unconditionally. Healing begins when you choose self-love over self-punishment.